we as anime fans, we obviously love our anime and we love watching in Japanese and we love hearing the dictation and the acting and the delivery that Japanese speakers have. They have a certain energy, and that's why a lot of us really got into watching in its original tongue, because it sounds awesome. That's how it is, right? But we have to take a step back and realize that our American voice actors are just as good and just as talented, sometimes if not more.
Depends on the anime though.
I will give Dragon Ball not even the benefit of the doubt, just the facts that
Right.
their voice cast has always been.
Oh, that's that good.
Yo, it's your boys, Brother Ooch. It's me. And we are the Full Power Podcast. Let's go! We're back, baby! Oh, yes! Back again, once again. All right. Everybody, welcome back for another edition of the Full Power Podcast, your favorite podcast. It's your host that tries to know the most. It's your boy, Ooch. We are out here for episode 169. Can you believe it?
Wow.
Wow is correct. Yes, that is a feat to say nonetheless. We're almost at 200. We're getting there, but 169 is a lot of episodes.
It never makes me think of your old shit, Martha Returns.
Wow. Psh, putting my ass out there, son. That's crazy. I would not expect you to remember that name.
Yeah, that was the old John.
That is my first ever account.
Yeah.
You would be correct. That is some fun trivia for you guys. Let's see anyone who remembers that one, right? I highly doubt there's anybody that's left from those days that, like, I still have friends that remember that, like very few, but I'm not going to draw too much attention to it anyway. So, Brother, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm alright. Just got back from class.
How'd that
You
shit
know how
go?
it is.
Oh, yeah.
It was a lot, low key. I mean, it was really just review. But, like, I say it was a lot just because I haven't had that class in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
So it's like, I haven't done shit ever since the last homework assignment. So
Yeah.
and then next week we got an exam. So it is what it is, though.
All right. Nice. That's good. That's
it,
good.
though.
Yeah, so fun fact, I usually end up running straight back home from work to record these, but unfortunately, I made an executive decision, okay? I made the executive decision to take a voluntary day off that was, of course, it could have been for anybody. It was like first come, first serve. Like, it's like they ask, it's like, hey, does anyone want to take the day off today? There's a few spots open. And so I was like, I checked my PTO hours. I was like, oh, I got some. So I was like, yeah, let me use some PTO then for the VTO. And so full on day today, I was already telling you about it, full on productivity, got a lot of things going on. I was very close, not going to lie, to canceling this week again. That would be 3 weeks in a row.
Oh, yeah?
That's not good. But it was very close only because, and I'll probably get into it in a little bit, but I was, as you know, hired by Mom. Shouts to Mom Ooch. Right? So she hired me to do something that I have not done in like the longest fucking time, right? But like I said, we'll get into it. So let me do some of the plugs as far as we're concerned. You know, guys, in case you missed us in the last few weeks, we're definitely sorry we missed you too. But if you wanted more, still more, for the cheapest low end of $5 a month, you will literally get more of us, more Full Pop Podcast. You'll see JD. You'll see Housetop. You will literally see all of us in several different episodes. The catalog is growing, and we have extra bonus content on there as well. Again, if you wanting to support us, you wanting to see us more on a full-time basis, full-on strategy and all the energy implemented into this, you want to see the studio freaking get spruced up, all that and more, hit us up over on the Full Power Podcast on the Patreon page. There's Full Power Podcast on the Patreon page. As one more time, patreon.com/Full Full Power Podcast. And for those that are waiting very patiently, I do appreciate you guys with your patience, because Kami's Cookout is still in production. Don't worry. But again, just, fair, in all fairness, just remember, it's a one-man band. You might see him here. I'm doing all the legwork behind the scenes. Okay? So just to put it out there that, give your boy some breathing room and some time to really flesh these things out in nice quality for everybody. Okay? But again, thank you all for those that have obviously stuck it out with us on the Patreon. And, you've been very patient, everything like that. So, again, thank you again. A little warm-up for us today. I didn't ask a question of the week. And instead, I asked, ask us anything type thing, right? Just to get us warmed up for what our main segment is for today, which is what I'd like to call the Dragon Ball Daima quarterly check-in.
Quarterly?
Yeah. So, I say quarterly just because by the time this comes out, episode 6 will have dropped, right? And obviously, because of that, we've only seen the first 5.
Okay.
Now, I don't know how many episodes are going to be fully released by the time Daima's finished next year, but some of the speculation has kind of wandered around the idea of 20-ish. So give it maybe 24, closer maybe to 30. So I want to call this the quarterly check-in, right? Not a third, not the halfway point, but a quarterly check-in just to see how we're feeling, right? So that's the main segment. So again, to warm up, right? I did ask, just to ask us anything. And from right now, before I refresh some of these pages, the first person here that was quick enough to respond. So if you don't hear your question that you had asked on this episode, definitely check back on the Patreon episode that will come up after this one. So that will be episode 170. So here we go. So this person, they said, only one simple question. How are you doing? That's a very beautiful question, right? So before I get into it, aside from school, what you got going on? Is there anything else, anything that you getting involved with? I mean, I know you're back on the sticks, right?
Like sticks as in COD?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. I've been ripping.
Oh, hey, that's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear.
Love the grind.
Yeah.
When I can, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, that weekend I was
Cooking.
all in. Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about that. That first opening weekend, you had off from work. You made sure you was locked in. You were at home, right? So how long did it take you to Prestige?
I think a day.
Ooh.
I think
first day?
Yeah. Yeah. It was first day. So obviously midnight release, I stayed up probably till 4.
Okay.
4, then I paced myself. Because because I could have stayed up till fucking. I mean, I could have just went all in or whatever.
Could have broke the night.
Could have broke the night. But then I because I did it last COD, I think, either the last COD or the COD before. This was when I was competing,
right?
And shit,
yeah,
or trying to.
Now you was on a team.
No, I was on a team.
Yeah,
but when I was competing, I think it must have been Cold War because that was the year I competed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So on that release, I literally did the all-nighter shit.
Ooh.
I remember it.
Nice.
But it got hard once probably afternoon hit.
Yeah.
My reaction time started getting slower and shit. So I would I imagined it to be all right. So this time, since I'm really doing it,
yeah,
I was all right, I'm gonna play from midnight and then I'm gonna give it a couple hours. Nobody was really up with me by the time I decided to call it.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I was you know what? I'm off. So I'm gonna just play till 4 or whatever, 4 or 5. Get my games in, see what level I'm at. Then, take a nap till 8 o'clock.
He said nap.
Take a nap till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, wake up, have a little breakfast, and then get right back on it. So
Respect.
literally I got back on probably 9:30. and then I was on all day.
That's
like,
fire.
I probably took like another mini nap like throughout the day or something like that.
I
Like,
actually peeped that.
yeah, like I took. Like
noticed.
I took like an hour or something like that, hour and a half, like to just rest my eyes so I could make it for another, like, another run.
So this is a side note, but it relates to what you're saying. So I've noticed that whenever you have spurts of you're like doing something, like you're locked in, right?
Yeah,
but then like you have to recharge.
I had to.
Like it's so funny because I look at that as this is you putting yourself in the rejuvenation chamber.
Dead ass though, because literally like as soon as I start to peep, like I'm not performing how I was performing or whatever the case may be, like I'll give it a couple games and then like, yeah, no, I could tell like my eyes are like on fire or some shit like that.
It's the worst.
So yeah, once I start getting that feeling, I was like, all right, I think it's time to like take like a little power nap. At least an hour and a half, see where I'm at. Because literally, I was playing by myself like until probably like when the boys got off of work and shit like that. So probably like around at least like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I literally took my nap probably like at 3. Yeah. So like I timed everything so that way I would have enough recharge to play throughout the rest of the night with the boys when they started hopping on and dad and shit.
Yeah, Dad's on there too. Yeah.
Yeah, that was that weekend. That was eventful in a sense,
So, okay, so basically, what happened was you played until 4, took a nap, you woke up, had breakfast. It was that Friday that you prestiged. Is that what you're saying?
Like that night, there, I was prestiged.
So is it to 70 or 75?
Nah. It's not. It's like 55.
Really? Oh, no wonder.
Yeah, 55, and then you have to level up one more time or get enough XP to do it.
Yeah.
Then you prestige. Then it's like it's kind of cool though this time, low key, because when you prestige, you keep your lifetime stats, but then when you prestige, you reset your stats. So there's like 2 separate stat sheets.
Lifetime and yeah, that makes sense.
Lifetime and but they didn't have that back in the day. Literally back in the day, like from what I remember in like Modern Warfare era, like Modern Warfare 2 and 3 and shit like that. When you prestige, there is no lifetime stat. It's like they didn't like keep track of your per prestige type of stats or whatever. So like you can have a better KD or whatever the case may be, like the next prestige. But I've been maintaining my 2.5 plus.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I was really trying to maintain 3, but that's
crazy.
That's hard. Like I would have to be on fucking fire.
You have to be cracked out on that shit.
Yeah, cause like literally, it took me like a few games to like get my rhythm or whatever.
Yeah.
Cause like in the beta, I was shitting on him. I was shitting, and then yeah, like when I hopped on for the first time, like I wasn't getting rocked, but I was like neutral in a sense. So like the first game, I already knew like the first 2 games or something is pretty important in regards to KD.
Yeah.
Because like you don't want to die like so much and then have to recoup fucking getting like 60 plus kill games and shit like that. I was doing the math in my head, so I was like, yeah, it was all over the place. But I got the 2.5 plus and I got my nukes.
So right now, like, are you still working on the second? Or are you on 3rd prestige yet?
So I can prestige now to 3.
So you're waiting.
Well, because last night I made the decision, because I could have done it last night and played like a game or 2 afterwards, but I figured I was just like, because I'm doing like, I'm not necessarily doing camo challenges and shit like that. I'm doing, like I'm doing my ARs and my subs to get like diamond or whatever. After that, I don't know if I'm gonna do the whole dark matter challenge and shit like
that's just for the cosmetic stuff.
That's excessive,
and you don't care about that.
Oh no, it's not the cosmetic shit. It's like the camo grind, they call it.
What is the camo grind?
So you know how you have like certain skins on your guns?
Yeah.
Like colors and shit?
Yeah.
Like that's the camo grind.
Cosmetics.
All right, whatever. Fuck.
I figured that's what it was, but okay.
But I like it's a lot to do. Because you have to literally use every single gun, get them gold, then use them all again, get them diamond. And then from there, you have to like probably repeat or redo some new challenge to get them to the next stage. I wasn't doing all that. I only like using the guns that I like to use. So like, I'm an AR sub player at heart, in a sense, flex, whatever you want to call it. And I don't really use snipers, although I can snipe. Like, I can snipe. I ain't gonna use LMG. If I use an LMG, it's really just to troll. And shotguns, I don't touch them. I haven't touched a shotgun probably since fucking
Gears.
Not well.
Halo.
I mean Gears. You run a shotgun type shit. Okay. But yeah, like Modern Warfare 2 when I was younger, like I would fuck around with the shotguns and shit like that. But when when I grew up, I like dropped the shotgun completely.
A short range weapon.
I had to get that gun skill up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean Black Ops is a good game. I like the movement.
I will admit, as someone that does not like Call of Duty, and I promised you, I said I will get this new game just so that I could play with you and Dad, and I did. Luckily enough, that motherfucker's on the fucking Game Pass.
Oh yeah, I dropped the new.
I do. I have a clip. I have a clip of that. I'll have to put it out at some point.
Crazy.
But yeah, as someone who doesn't play Call of Duty, doesn't really like it, I'm a Halo guy. I'm the Halo guy of the family, okay? He's all Call of Duty, and then I'm all Halo. But, together, it's like, sometimes we make it happen. So I will say it's fun. I love how fast-paced it is. The movement is smooth. And I will give it to you guys that it feels very arcade-like experience. Like, even though a shooter, I mean, Call of Duty, I don't think it's ever been in the arcade. But, like, I can imagine a game like Call of Duty. It could be in an arcade if it was like that, because you hop in a game, 3, 2, 1, go. You're out there, you're getting your kills, and then if you get killed, you can instantly respawn.
Yeah, you instant respawn pretty much.
Like, there's no delay. Like, there's no chill. There's no sitting around. There's no waiting, and I like that because I'm just like, I don't like this. Like, I went into it knowing that I'm like, I'm not a fan of COD, but the fact that I'm able to constantly go, it helped me enjoy it a lot more. So I was like, bet, I'm good. I'm chilling. So yeah, and I do look forward to playing with you guys next time. And funny enough, in relation to Call of Duty, my friends over at Victrix. So for those what the fuck, I don't know why I keep getting all these stupid Discord notifications. Anyway, my friends over at Victrix Pro. So the homies over at Victrix, for those that don't know, they are a company that specializes in controllers, peripherals for fighting games and for just gaming in general, for like to get like a competitive edge or like to have like some sort of professional grade kind of peripheral when it comes to, a lot of different games, not just with fighting games, but I think from the audience and the community that I'm a part of with the fighting game side of things, I would say a lot of people recognize Victrix for the fighting game stuff. So like I, for the longest time, always wanted a Victrix Pro FS, right? And a few Christmases ago, I was blessed. Crystal got me one for Christmas. Got a nice purple John, right? And I got it decked out whenever they're at any of the events that I attend. They have like this laser etching mechanism that if you provide the art, they will just do the laser thing for you. So my shit is looking nice, cool. Right? So again, I've been using their fight sticks for pretty much almost 2 years now, to date, pretty much. And I have a second one that I won off of a giveaway, which is crazy. I never win giveaways, and I won a whole ass other one. It was a Tekken 8 giveaway. So I got the fucking stick. I got Tekken 8 Collector's Edition and their Victrix Pro headset. So I got like this whole little bundle of Victrix stuff. So I'm just like Victrixed out, right? So they hit me up recently on Instagram and they're like, "Yo, Uchi, like what's up? Like by any chance, are you playing Call of Duty?" And I was like, "Technically, yes, but why?" So they were like, "Okay, perfect. We wanted to know if you were interested in our new Call of Duty branded Victrix Pro controller." So they're actually going to be sending me.
Have the back buttons?
I think it does, yeah. I think it does.
It should.
Yeah. Yeah. So I
That's
think
cool.
yeah. So so maybe who knows? Maybe by the next episode, I will show it off since we're talking Call of Duty here, to you guys, and then I will give my impression of it. I'll use it. The only thing though is that it's a PlayStation, so it's a PS5, PS4, PC controller. They don't have an Xbox version, but that's not a big deal because there's things like Brooks converters that exist where I can just like plug that shit into the Xbox and then it'll
So
work.
it's not a particular controller. Like it's not like one or the other. Like PS5 defined or.
Oh no,
Xbox.
yeah, no, it's not. It's not like a DualSense. It doesn't have like the PlayStation or a DualShock or a DualSense kind of design layout. It's like their own controller. Yeah. So I mean, so I'll let you use it if you want to try it.
Nah, I'm using my fucking.
I know you got scuff, right? I know you got the fucking scuff, but I figured since you're playing on PlayStation, it'll work natively on your John if you wanted to give it a shot. I mean, whatever. But yeah. So I guess to further answer the question on my side, what's been going on with me. So I guess to continue the video game conversation, I will admit, guys, I have slacked so hard on Sparking Zero. So hard. And that's fully due to the fact of life.
Yeah.
It's like I haven't had the chance to really sit down with the game and just play it. You know, literally the most time I put into it was the first time with you. Which is crazy. If you missed out on the stream, definitely check it out. It's still on the if you go to the live tab on the YouTube channel, you'll be able to watch it back just fine. But yeah, man, I find it so annoying nowadays just with how like my life is situated, where it's like I have this job where I'm working 8 to 10 to 11 hours sometimes, and then on days where we're recording, I come straight home, or on off days of not recording, I try to go to the gym, or I might be recording for Incredibly, or I might be working on something entirely different, or a Patreon, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I always have something, and then not to mention, I'm engaged. So there goes that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's a given. My weekends are always booked, whether I'm with Crystal or if I have an event that I'm attending or whatever the fuck. Like if we have a family thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it is very hard. And I envy the old days. I miss those days where it was literally like you got home from fucking school
Game.
and that's it, right? Shout outs to those days. Man, those were the fucking days. Even in college, it was even more. It was like, oh, I have my class. I have a few classes in the morning, chilling. Right? I have a job, cool. I still had time. I had 6 jobs while I was a fucking student, and I still had time. How does that work? How the fuck does that work? So either way, I say all that, I lead in with all that to basically say that unfortunately I have not been able to put in the time into Sparking Zero that I wanted to. I have this whole entire extra Patreon exclusive content that I'm trying to figure that I want to still do, but for one, I need to unlock all the characters, and if I'm trying to unlock all the characters, that means I need to play the fucking game, and if I'm trying to play the game, then I need to have time. So it's like this whole chain link Yu-Gi-Oh bullshit effect that I cannot overcome right now. I am actively looking for another job. So maybe, hopefully, if I can find something better that will be like more normalized hours, then maybe we'll see. And then I can, even stream more at that point. Because my stream schedule, I don't have a fucking stream schedule. It's so infrequent. It's like whenever I get an hour and a half or 2 hours, oh my God, imagine that, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Then I hop on and then I play. And that's where I lead into what I have been playing now, and that is Pokemon Pockets. Okay? Pokemon TCG Pocket. So for those that don't know, the official trading card game has now officially condensed itself. It's doing what a lot of other popular games in the card game realm are doing, where they have like a shorter and quicker version to essentially combat or rival some other popular card game based games like Marvel Snap, for example, which is something else I also play. And so they take the traditional rules of the Pokemon trading card game, and they cut it in half. So instead of like, I think the decks were like 60 max.
Okay.
And I don't know if you remember this, but you'll probably remember as I explain it. But like the way it works is you shuffle, then you draw your cards, and then you set out your prize cards from the top of your deck. So basically, every time you knock out a Pokemon from your opponent, you get a prize card. So whoever takes all their prize cards wins the game. So if you take out an EX Pokemon, that's 2 prizes. And now I heard that since they introduced like Gigantamax and like G-Max, whatever the fuck, that's 3 prizes. So they have all these new additions that the game is getting updated based on like, like what Pokemon as a whole has, right?
Yeah.
And so because of that, that's how the main game works. Now with Pocket, it's first to 3 and there's no prizes. It's just a point. So you knock out your opponent's card, you just get a point. If you knock out their EX card, it's 2 points. So it's like you got to be careful, and that's what makes it fun because the decks are maxed out at 20. Can't have no less, no more. So it introduces that speedy element, like, oh, okay, like this is a fast type of game. Like you got to just make your plays and go. And also, you don't have to worry about energies because that was the other thing that was a part of the traditional way to play is that you had your energy cards built into your deck. But in this version, all you have to worry about is just the Pokemon you want to play and the trainer cards, which are like the support cards, like Professor Oak's research and then like Pokeball and like your items, right?
Yeah.
So those are those are the 3 types of cards that you have to worry about in your shit, and then that's it. Every turn you decide where your energy goes based on who you're running. So far, I have anyone that I've been talking to, some friends, even Dad, they're in there, right? Joe's in there too.
You got Joe in there?
He finally cracked, and he's like, I fucking got this shit. So yeah, so he's on there, and like I said, everyone that I know, especially online and everything, everyone likes it. Everyone's enjoying it, and what's really cool about this game is that not just the battling aspect. It's the game. Like functionally, it wants you to just open packs, right? And it's not like, and it doesn't do it in a very money grubbing way. Like you don't have to worry about, it's like, oh, like they just want you to buy gold and, but not really, because you get to open a free booster every day. And every booster has 5 cards, right?
Okay.
So if you get the premium, so it's like if you subscribe, which is I think like $5 a month or something, which I have not done.
That's how it starts.
That's how it starts. I will admit that's definitely how it starts. Of course, they got to make money somehow,
little
right?
5 there.
Yeah.
Little 15 there.
Yeah, no, that's true.
$20 pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's how it goes, right? But so here's the thing. Every time you open a pack, every time you do something in the game, you get some sort of currency that goes somewhere. So it's like you get I want to call it pack stamina, where every time you open a pack or every time you like do like a solo battle, every time you do whatever, you can earn. You have the opportunity or potential to earn what they call like the stamina something, right? I don't know the exact term, but basically you can, when you accumulate enough of them, you can use that to open more packs. And then if you save up, like what I do, I don't do singles. I wait until I can do a 10. Because obviously, as math will show, the more you open, the higher your chances of pulling something fucking godlike, right? Exactly. So like right now, it's like it gives you that old school nostalgic sense of, you're getting Pokemon cards and you're opening the pack, see what you get, and there's a thrill behind it. It's a thrill that I have been missing because I haven't had something like that in a long time. And partially Marvel Snap has given it to me through like, unlocking Marvel characters and all that kind of stuff. But the fact that it's Pokemon now, that shit, see, that brings me back. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm sure that'll bring anybody back. It's, if you were born anywhere between the 90s and the 2000s, early 2000s, and you had any sort of experience with Pokemon cards, even if you didn't play them, because a lot of us didn't. We didn't start playing until one day I finally decided to learn when I was in fucking college. And I brought it home. I taught you, I taught Danny, I taught Evan, our 2 other cousins.
Yeah.
And they kept me up until 5, 6 in the morning because it was
fucking crazy.
it was cracked out. As soon as they figured out how to play, they're like, this game's godlike.
Fucking, I remember the quick check run.
Oh
We went to the
yeah.
quick check.
Those were the days. Again, those were the fucking days, right? So, but yeah. So that's what it was. That's what it was like. Pokemon, right? And now we have that in digital form. You know, it's not the same, but obviously people are still buying the fucking cards in real life, though. Not gonna lie. So yeah. So that's that. I say all that because that's literally what the fuck I've been doing. Literally, Pokemon Pocket. I've been back on Pokemon Go. I've been Pokemon Sleep and Marvel Snap. So I'm playing 4 mobile games, 3 of them being Pokemon games. And that's due to the fact that mobile games are the only games that I can actually have like a quick access to. That I don't need to be home. I don't need to be at my setup. I don't need to be somewhere that has a setup. Like, I always got my phone on me. So those are the games that I'm able to play and afford time to play, whether it's like for 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there, I'm in the bathroom type, you know what I'm saying? Those are the games I'm able to freaking play. And it's nice to be re-involved, I'll say, back into the Pokemon world. Because like it was a while that because I had this epiphany recently. I was like, man, I haven't done nothing Pokemon in so long. And then it started with me downloading Pokemon Go. And then I was like, yeah, this is cool, you know, seeing a lot of familiar faces and some new faces. I'm like, well, I don't know who the fuck you are, right? But again, it's still really fun. And then on top, the reason why I started playing Pokemon Sleep, for those that don't know, Pokemon Sleep is a game that literally associates and connects with your Apple Watch. So if you're someone like myself who's like, I've been very up on my health, right?
We sleep with the Apple Watch.
Yeah, I got used to it. It's not that bad.
But how you charge this shit?
Oh, so it doesn't take long to charge. So so say we're done with this, I'll just put it on the charger.
But then you sleep with it. Interesting.
Yeah,
I just let my shit charge overnight.
Yeah, well that's what you would normally do for like a phone.
Yeah.
Because it takes a little bit longer. But these don't take long to charge at all.
Yeah, I know.
If that an hour,
it's just normal,
right? Hey, I know. It, like you would expect
to.
to do that for this, but no, like because once you charge it and then you put it back on right before you go to sleep, and then it's good for the whole rest of the day and the next day. So like what I've been doing is like I've been using the health app through here to keep track of like the workouts that I'm doing, just because I'm curious. And it's like, well, if I'm doing all of these healthy things, like I'm trying to have some sort of control over my life. So I'm like, let me do healthy things, right? So I basically cutting out sodas. I don't really have juice as much as I would have. Drink a lot of water, and anytime I do need a kick with some carbonation, I have seltzer now.
Seltzer.
Fucking seltzer. You know what's crazy?
Seltzer what?
Seltzer water. And then there's flavored seltzers too. And there's a lot of there's a lot of good brands nowadays that's like 0 calorie this, 0 that. There's nothing bad in them for you. They're just good.
Have you ever had Propel?
Propel is like shitty Gatorade.
That shit was fire back in the day.
You liked Propel? See, you liked
back
Propel.
in the day.
Yeah,
like when I was like probably elementary school.
Yeah.
That shit was fire.
I remember treating Propel like it was discount Gatorade because like I remember trying one. I was like, this maybe the flavor I had was terrible.
Yeah, it must have been.
I must have had a bad flavor because there was one flavor specifically that I don't remember what one it was, but every time I had it, I was like, oh my God, this tastes like ass, right? So anyway, so I've been keeping track of like the workouts, see how much calories I burn, all that kind of stuff. Which today I had like a 2-hour session. I burned like over 1,500. Fucking crazy, right? So after that, so then like with Pokemon Sleep, you can connect your Apple Health data, and it synchronizes to that. So based on how much sleep you get, determines how many new Pokemon you find. And like the whole point of the game is essentially you feed a Snorlax, and the whole objective is to help Snorlax grow within a week. So and how do you do that? You feed him 3 times a day. You get good sleep, and you research other Pokemon by getting good sleep. So like good example. The weekend is usually when I get the most sleep. During the week, I don't get as much. I get average between 5.5 to pushing 7 hours, right?
Yeah.
On the weekend, I'll get 7.5, sometimes 8 hours, which is beautiful. Man, I would like sometimes on a normal weekday, I'll maybe average between finding 4 to 6 new Pokemon. And then on a weekend, I'll get like 7, but those 7 are like evolved already. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it works. So it's a simulator type of game where you like every hour your helper Pokemon that are there with Snorlax, they basically generate berries that you then put in his basket. He eats.
So this is just an advocate to make you sleep.
It can be, but like the way I play it is like I'm not like OD with it because like as life states, I am gonna go with what I have to do anyway. Like if I have to stay up to work on something, I have to do that.
Yeah.
If I'm able to go to bed before or after a bedtime, I mean, it is what it is, right? And then whatever the result of the thing is, it is. I just figured it's just kind of fun, and it's another new, unique way for me to have some sort of experience with Pokemon. So again, Go, Sleep, and now Pocket. Pocket is really where it's at, though. Like, everyone's, like, loving how they're opening cards. Like, bro, I already got fucking full art Charizard EX. I already got fucking the regular Charizard EX. It's like, so there's another way you can open packs in that game. They call it Wonder. I think it's like a Wonder Pack or something. So basically, it's a pack that someone else opened, whether they're your friend or someone random, and you can see what they got. And again, every booster is 5 cards. So you can see that some of these motherfuckers pulled some good shit. So you have a separate stamina. You have like your pack stamina, then you have the Wonder Stamina. Wonder Stamina generates every however many hours, and then like based on what they pulled, it determines the cost of your Wonder Stamina. So say if someone had a good pack, that costs you 3 Wonder Stamina out of 5. Because you have a chance at basically pulling something that would normally take you however many packs to get right then and there. So tell me how today I saw someone pull the fucking Mewtwo EX.
Wow.
And I said, I'll spend my wonders on this just on the chance. And boy, I was hyped. When I pulled that shit, I was like, let's fucking go. Got the Mewtwo EX, and I could build a really good Psychic deck. Because as far as the meta's concerned, Mewtwo decks, Charizard decks, and Pikachu decks, those are like the top 3 decks right now. And the reason being, so check this out. The Psychic decks, so obviously Mewtwo EX is the best one because I think it's like Side Drive. I forget what the move is called, but it's a pretty good move. It does 150 damage. Okay, that'll take out most Pokemon in one shot. Most. Okay. The only downfall is that when you do it, you lose 2 energy to do it, and it takes 4, right? However, if you're playing the right cards as support, you can have a Gardevoir on your bench, and Gardevoir has a passive ability to attach a Psychic energy to one of your Psychic Pokemon once per turn, and that's an addition to your every turn that you already get 1 extra energy anyway. So you basically, if you have that strategy lined up and set up, you can do that move every turn and just win, right?
Interesting.
That's on the Mewtwo side. On the Pikachu side, Pikachu doesn't have that much HP. It's like 120 HP, and it has 1 attack, and it takes fucking 2 energy to do, I think. And basically what that is, it's like it does 30 as a start, but then it does an additional 30 for every electric benched. And the max is 3. Do the math. That's 120 for 2 energy.
So what about like a dark deck?
So far right now, I haven't seen any high-level dark decks yet.
Because that would cancel out Mewtwo's bitch ass. Being psychic.
I think as long as, so you have to pay attention to the weakness, because some Pokemon that you'd expect to have a certain weakness actually doesn't. It's not like, so for example,
Psychic don't even affect dark.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I don't remember like off the top of my head. I can actually look right now just to verify while I'm talking about this. But what I do know off the top of my head is that when it comes down to like Moltres, for example,
Yeah. He's fire flying.
right? So what do you think his weakness is?
Water. Electricity.
You'd be incorrect. Moltres, as a fire type, its weakness in the TCG pocket is electricity.
Well, I just said that.
Well, no, I know you said that, but I'm just saying.
That's kind of crazy.
That
It's probably just because he got wings.
Yeah, so yeah, that's probably
So what? Charizard is the same shit?
Okay, so yeah, you're right. So darkness is the weakness to.
Yeah, right.
So Charizard is obviously weak to water. No question.
That don't make sense.
Well, he's
Because technically electricity is the same shit.
Yeah, but in the card game, I don't think there's ever been dual types of weaknesses.
Interesting.
For the card game, it's only been one weakness. For the sake of it, card game. Like if it was the game, the actual game, that's different. You can have whatever type.
Yeah.
But for the card game, they just have one type of weakness. So that's how the Pikachu deck works. Now the Charizard deck, right? My boy Charizard.
Bladburn.
Crimson, I think it's called Crimson Storm. That's his attack. It is the highest base attack in the game at 200.
That's respectable.
And now here's the strat with that one. This is what I'm using. I call my deck the Fire Kings, okay? EX Moltres, right as the active. 1 energy for the first attack. The first attack is off of a chance. You flip 3 coins. For every heads, you get to put fire energy on your other fire Pokemon and your bench. So let's say you got Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard loaded up, ready to go. If you get good luck and you're able to to rack up that energy on the Charizard mad fast, dude, Moltres is there just to be the setup. You fucking tag out Charizard, Crimson Storm, done. It'll take out anybody. Because there's not a single Pokemon in the game right now that has 200 or more
Life
HP. Everybody, I think Machamp, has like 160. There might be someone with 180. I'm not 100% on that.
That's kind of crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. Charizard right now is the only
Not
card.
even legendaries?
Motherfucker, it's Charizard.
No, but like I'm saying, like HP wise, like you would think legendaries.
Well,
would
yeah,
probably
but
fucking
no-
be like at least 200 something.
No,
If that's the case.
no. That would be kind of crazy. I mean, the game would be like,
Well, then it would.
Whacked
I guess
out.
it would be extended.
yeah,
Or like a little longer. Who knows?
yeah. So, but yeah, so everyone's on it. It's fun. Even Dad, I got Dad on there. So now we're just waiting for you. Next up is our main segment for this episode. It is the Dragon Ball Daima quarterly check-in, okay? So, quarterly check-in. At the time, as I said at the beginning of this episode, our episode is coming out by the time episode 6 comes out, so we're only going to be talking about the first 5, right? Now, funny enough, I will add, I actually just recently watched the Daima movie release that had the first 3 episodes in English, so I got to hear it in English. You would have liked it.
Yeah.
You would have liked it. Because the thing that Dragon Ball has that not a lot of other animes have is that they have the nostalgia luxury of having this grand worldwide audience that whenever you hear and see visually in front of your eyes these characters work, it's magic. It's literally beautiful.
I fuck with the English
Yes!
voice actors, so
Exactly.
I guess that's why. Yeah.
And exactly, and that's my point. And it has such a charm, right? So obviously I went with Crystal. And, she's been watching the episodes with us, but then at the same time, like, she doesn't really know what's going on because she's very new to Dragon Ball and to anime, really, in general.
Yeah.
But here's the funny part. So we're watching these episodes that she's seen in English this time, and she's laughing with the dialogue.
Yeah.
She's having a good time with the characters. And I'm just like,
It's that boy Vegeta, man.
yo, let me tell
That
you.
boy Vegeta. I swear.
Vegeta, with him and his attitude, especially as a kid,
Oh
it
my
just
God.
adds more fucking humor. And that's the thing. It's just like, we as anime fans,
It's still in the theater?
no,
Oh, it's
it's
out
done.
already?
It was a 3-day event.
So is it gonna be premiered on like Netflix or some shit?
I
Or
mean,
Crunchy?
yeah. Like the English version will be on streaming at some point. I don't know when exactly, but I guess they wanted to hold off until they did this movie premiere first before they started dropping the English versions on streaming.
Mhm.
But like, I'm telling you, like, we as anime fans, we obviously love our anime and we love watching in Japanese and we love hearing the dictation and the acting and the delivery that Japanese speakers have. Okay? They have a certain energy, and that's why a lot of us really got into watching shit in its original tongue because it sounds fucking awesome. That's how it is, right? But we have to take a step back and realize that our American voice actors are just as good and just as talented, sometimes, if not more.
Depends on the anime though.
Obviously, it depends on the anime. But I will give Dragon Ball not even the benefit of the doubt, just the facts
They
that
did it right.
their voice cast has always been great. Always been great. And to hear them and to see it all visually happening, and then to be watching it with someone who is brand new to this shit, and she was enjoying herself, dude. I was like, Dragon Ball is the shit, man. I'm telling you. So like I'm saying that. So we're hearing. So it's one thing when we watch it in Japanese, okay. Obviously, like we watch it. And like we don't even question the performances at all.
Nah, not at all.
It's like it doesn't even matter
just
when you really
automatic.
think about it. It's just exactly
I don't think I've really ever complained watching a Japanese like
there. It
anime
is
at all.
exactly because there's believe it or not, guys, there is a disconnect. There's a language barrier. We do not as non-native Japanese speakers, we appreciate the fact that we're watching something and we're getting the good story and the characters and the animation and the soundtrack and all that, right? So the voice part is last. Okay?
Really is.
That's the reality of it. But then when you experience all of that, but with your native tongue in English for us, obviously, that creates an extra layer of entertainment and enjoyment that the Japanese versions cannot do. And that's the truth. And that is why, and I'm not trying to say all this to bring it all back to not the arguments, but the conversations that we've been having recently on here about like, listen, if you grew up with the English version, fine. If you like the Bruce Faulkner score, great. Because guess what? A lot of us did. And to this day, we all love that shit. Super Saiyan 3 song. I don't got to go through it all over again. You already know. So when we're watching this shit in English and you get to hear Vegeta with his attitude as a kid,
I could only imagine.
it's so fucking funny. Because we already know how Vegeta is normally. And now he's a kid and he's angry. He said some shit like, he's like, we need to get the Dragon Balls away so we can wish back. I can't stand this puny body anymore.
I can imagine. Bro.
Right? And that is humor. That is funny. That's some shit that we will miss. It'll miss us. Like, it's one thing when you read subtitles and it's like, oh yeah, that's funny. But when you hear it, you get to see the acting happen on screen with that English, that native tongue. It's like, it's just a different experience. And that's why I really, really implore everybody that hears me to watch anime in English as well. To give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? Especially these heavy hitters, like shit that's been around since we were kids, like Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying?
Dragon Ball I can vote for. Naruto. Yeah. Naruto's alright.
Naruto's in a weird spot because, like, even
I don't really remember it as much though, honestly.
Because we watched most of it in
Most of
Japanese.
it in Japanese, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Naruto's in a weird spot just because, like, I remember watching it when it was on Toonami and Cartoon Network or whatever. But then once I discovered YouTube, that changed the game. You know what I'm saying?
Changed the game.
So again, with this quarterly check-in, so we I had the experience to watch it in English, and just to get reminded of the things that happened in the first 3 episodes. And now that we've seen the first 5 now, we like looking back on how the whole story has been and how it's like
Progression.
how it's progressed. Let me tell you something, Brand. This show is godlike. It has progressed so well, despite you and other people wanting. All right, let's go. Come on, let's get to the really. No. Listen. I have such a profound appreciation for this show, based around just how they delivered it to us. Like, I remember, I think I said this when we watched the first episode. I was like, this feels like a movie. Now watching it in the movie theater, I was like, nah, this is busted.
They multi episodes in one.
Yeah, like they gave us they're giving us a movie quality anime series. And it's like each episode, it's like, you know, they're giving us world building, but then they're giving us like a little more. And then it's like they're giving us little tidbit here, little tidbit there, like they're setting things up. And like obviously the not even a running joke, but the fact that this really does feel like a JRPG is like, it's insane. So like I said, thinking back on the first 5, I'm very happy with it so far. Now, for you, I know it's different. So now that's why I'm trying to ask you now. Think back to how you first came into this show. Right? I want you to think back to those thoughts. And now I want you to reflect how it progressed or regressed up to this point. Tell us how your opinions on the show.
I mean, it's watchable. I'll say it's watchable. You know, like the animation's on point, everything. Storytelling's not too bad. It's not like it feels like complete filler nonsense and shit like that. You know what I mean? So, like, the pace is all right for what it is, but I'm just impatient at this point.
You're just impatient.
Like, what? We're on episode 5. It's about to be 6.
By the time this comes out for everybody, it'll be episode 6.
Yeah. So I mean, I already kind of have like my little predictions on the side in a sense, as far as like, you know, when Vegeta and them are gonna show up, like how many episodes it's gonna fucking take, like blah blah blah. Like I ain't even expecting them until like episode 8 to 10 at this point, just because of the pace, and I don't know necessarily what to expect, but like just the process,
right,
and shit behind it. So it's watchable. It's watchable. But I mean, before it came out, I was negative about it. Just because I didn't want to see them in kid form.
Right, naturally.
You know. But I don't want to say it's growing on me in a sense, but like it's just watchable. Okay. And I want it to just progress to that point. The only thing that might have me like, I guess, like intrigued or something, I guess, like to look forward to in a sense, is to fight the Tamigaris or whatever. Tamigamis.
Yeah, the holder of the Dragon Balls.
I'm just curious to see like how strong they are and how long it takes them to fucking beat them.
Yeah.
You know, because they're like the final boss. That's what it feels like. Aside from the Demon Lord.
Right.
Aside from the Demon Lord. Like, it feels like the Tamigaris, because Demon Lord don't even want to mess with them. So it's just like, who's stronger? You know what I mean?
So I think what's gonna end up happening when it comes to that is they're gonna basically set themselves up into a situation where they already introduced something that we've never heard of, the third eye thing, which I'm sure you forgot about, and I kind of forgot about it. But again, since I saw it in theaters, I was reminded of this. And King Goma, he brought this up. He mentioned that was one of the wishes he wanted to make with the Dragon Balls. He wanted to wish for this magical third eye that apparently whoever has it is granted immense power. So at that point, because they obviously mentioned it, why would they mention it and not show it to us at some point, right? So I think what's going to end up happening later on in the show is Goma will get that third eye. But I should actually retract that. Somebody will get that third eye. And it might be Dr. Arinsu, right? Because she has only been seen so far in episode 1.
Okay.
So she's a character that was introduced, but now she's off screen. She's going to be one of those characters that you're almost going to forget about. And she's going to come swooping in when you least expect it. And I think she actually may end up being this big bad threat that becomes the problem.
Sus.
Yeah, because here's the thing. So on episode 1, Goma and Degisu, Shin's brother, Supreme Kai's brother, when they were watching all the Dragon Ball Z moments, when they were defeating Boo and all that shit, she was off to the side listening.
Yeah.
But so was Glorio,
Mm-hmm.
right? So Arinsu, she was paying attention, and then she would chime in during moments to just make herself, like, make her presence known and aware to them. And so basically she got to peep everything that they wanted to do. So now she's like the Gary of the show, where she's basically going to be like 5 steps ahead of you, and she's going to be able to do whatever before you, in this case them, and before they do it. So before they could even go find the Dragon Balls and leave the demon world to a demon realm to Earth, and she was already there.
Mm-hmm.
She left. She went to Earth, and then she probably went back. But who knows?
Yeah.
We don't know exactly what she did. But that's what I'm saying. I think what's going to end up happening is that based on her listening to that conversation, she's going to want that third eye for herself.
Okay.
And ultimately, she may end up wanting to be the new demon realm queen at that point, right?
Mm.
So that's what I think. Now, as far as Vegeta and the company, as everyone else goes, I mentioned this in the last reaction that we did for episode 5, that the prediction is we may not see him until episode 10. I don't want to say it's gonna take that long.
That's why I said 8.
Yeah.
Because that's too long. That's like half
Yeah.
the series.
Well, right. Yeah, potentially half the series. But like, I think, like, okay, let me not say that. Let me ask instead. Do you think that Vegeta, Piccolo, and what is it?
Bulma.
No. I don't know if Bulma's gonna come. I think it's gonna be Kibito.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's auto.
Yeah. So those 3. Do you think that they are going to have their own episodes that are focused on them?
Like traveling and shit.
Like, just kind of like how Goku and company are getting that attention, that focus.
Honestly, I hope not. I hope not, because we don't want to see that shit again. I mean, it would, if they're gonna show clips of that, okay, because it would just be, I guess, somewhat funny to see Vegeta's reaction throughout the whole process of even getting there.
Yeah.
In a sense, I don't want a whole fucking episode though. I don't want a whole episode.
All right. So
Maybe like a few clips, few minutes into the episode or something like that. But I don't need to rewatch that whole shit. You know, I would rather them show up on some surprise and shit, and then Goku would be like, "How the fuck did y'all get here? Blah blah blah. I thought it was gonna be 4 days, some shit like that."
yeah.
And then they do like a quick recap, not a whole episode recap, not a whole episode recap, but they do a quick few minute recap about the how long it took or whatever the process.
Yeah.
But we don't need a whole fucking monologue on how the fuck they got there.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So all right. So here's what I suggest. I think that when they do get reintroduced, that they should maybe consider just kind of throwing them in, and we skip their travel to the demon realm, but we do get glimpses while they're on the demon realm with them, and they share like what happened. Because here's the thing. Here's what I would love. In a perfect world, I think what would be really cool is if Goku and Shin and even Glorio and Pansy now, that they're all into some trouble, and it looks like they're gonna fucking like die or get fucked up or whatever, and they can't, and they're trapped. And then it is Piccolo and Vegeta and Kibito to save the day.
Yeah.
And then Goku is like, "Hey, how are you guys so used to the Demon Realm atmosphere and the gas and all that?"
Yeah.
And then Vegeta's like, "You think I just stood idly by and waited? I went straight to my training chamber and I put that gravity to 1,000."
Yeah, some shit.
Right?
Yeah.
Because, just like with Goku, Vegeta and Piccolo had to get used to their new bodies and how to rebalance themselves when it came to flying and their range when it came to fighting. And it's not like we ever seen Vegeta use a power pole or anything like that, which would be crazy. Imagine if he brought a weapon.
He ain't gonna bring no fucking weapon.
Yo, imagine if he had like nunchucks or some shit.
Just bring his hands.
Bring his hands. I like that. Bring his hands. Yeah, so those are my thoughts. I feel like that would be kind of cool. So that way, I feel like that would definitely help the progression way more if they were to just be like they're just there. We don't see them going through Warp Sama and having the pin code. Like maybe if they want to call back to it and they show us little glimpses of it being like little funny clips, but like the main shit that's like, okay, the stuff that we're here for, that needs to. I want Vegeta when he comes back. I want him to fucking appear, go Super Saiyan, and fight as a Super Saiyan, not do some flash shit like Goku did. So that way, he is like, yeah, Goku's not the only one that could do some shit like this, who could fight like this. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see, when they pull up. I think that would be really cool. So, well, yeah, guys, if you wanna let us know your thoughts on how you're feeling, and you want to contribute to the Dragon Ball Daima quarterly check-in, feel free to do so in our comments right down below. And let us know how you're feeling, what you're looking forward to, and any predictions you might have for the next several episodes, and how you think the story might play out. All right, everybody, you already know it is now that time for your Patreon shout-outs. Okay, yes, you already know. If you want to hear your name shouted out at the end of these, make sure you go to patreon.com/Full Power Podcast. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, here we go. Who's first? Jayante Sheridan.
Giante.
Anthony Parker.
Park that bitch.
Lord Payne.
Penny nuts.
Worse than the Demon.
Demon.
Dante TX.
Second.
Jarek Rivera.
Gerald Rivera.
Mr. Back Again once again.
Back again once again.
Odd Man Out.
And never count him out.
Philly Hamball. Soul Awakens.
Wake your ass up.
Super Saiyan Sauce.
Super Saiyan.
Travis Boyette.
Travis Boyette.
Vegeta Uchiha.
Vegeta Uchiha.
And we got one more. Everybody stand up. Get your ice weapons with the... Yes! He's the only one. Oh, Land of the Rising Sun. Okay. He's our fucking boy. Everybody stand up. Give it up for our man. Juice. All right. Hit him up. All right. And guys, as always, if you want to hear your name rap just like that, you want to enjoy, you want to be in on this hype, you better get your ass over on patreon.com/Full Power Podcast, the best $5 investment you can make a month. And you get special videos and episodes and clips just like this. What's happening, everybody? You already know what it is. It's what you're paying for. The Tier 3, the Super Saiyan 3, the Thriving Ozarus. It's not meant to be an interview, but you already know what it is. We've been hyping it up. This is Kami's Cookout. Putting that extra love in my shit, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know about this, but you're gonna learn today. You're gonna learn today. Can't wait to drop the full Kami's Cookout. Oh my God. You guys have no idea, man. Kami's Cookout is going to be a lot of fun when you guys see it. I hope you guys enjoy it when it does come out. It is coming out very soon. But in the meantime, obviously, lots of episodes to go through. Lots of ones that outside of just the clipped versions that you do see on Mondays. on those same Mondays, you go on the Patreon page, you'll see the full version of those episodes where we doing Chi-Chi's scholarship, we're doing drawing, the first 60-second drawing contest and all that kind of stuff. So again, go on over to Patreon. You want to see us continue to thrive. And let me not forget to even plug this. We have like over 2,000 subscribers on YouTube now.
Oh, where?
Yes.
What's up?
Yes, sir. So shout outs to everyone, all the new subs, all the new followers, and all that kind of good stuff. If you're new to this podcast and this is your first time listening to us, I hope you enjoyed the energy that we've provided for you guys and the entertainment and enthusiasm. And I hope you enjoy these words of wisdom that I'm about to drop real quick. So I have a quote of the day. Don't do it often, but, every now and then I do find something that is nice to share. So here it is. He who has a why to live for can bear with almost any how. You feel that?
Shabby.
Not too shabby? All right. We'll clap it up for that one. All right. So, with that being said, Brother Ooze, do you have anything left for the fine people at home?
It's the same shit, you know what I mean? Just stay fresh, stay clean, get yourself a nice fucking cologne. Stay fresh.
All right. Let's get it. And from me, guys, make sure you're staying up, keeping your energy in check, making sure you're full power and out of control, especially when you're watching these episodes, and to always keep pushing forward, okay? So, on that note, it's been your boy, Ooch, the Lethal Iceman, Brother Ooch. Make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. May the power protect, keep it locked, loaded right here on this podcast. Stay safe, stay clean, and stay the hell inside. And we'll see y'all next time.